So, how far will this kind of person be ready to actually take things? Had I ever thought about this? No. Because even at that time when things finally crashed, I had never thought about her and her problem as something more radical or broad. I've always seen this as isolated problems and related to some kind of anxiety. And I actually don't know science when they first started, things first started to happen. But already back then, in 2016, when I actually had raised my objections to this controlling and making up this, but so far only imaginations, things within her mind which she would confront me with. But I told her that there would be no more of this. I'm not going to be dragged into this another time. And no reply. But really, already from that moment, things started. This active processing and preparing people and undermining the ground on which I stood. And this, like I said, I will not notice until a few years later. And I was very worried about this thing. Her imaginations becoming very much more expressive and aggressive. And I realized that even if already from the start she naturally would make these faces or gestures, sigh in a specific way, making things very obvious, that this would actually affect others. Yet, perhaps no big problem, but I can't allow things to become any worse. But you know how I was quite a bit worried how this would develop if those two children became aware of this, about making up stories, because this is a bit scary. You're not supposed to do that, you know. And in reality, this the outcome of this was actually more towards the other end, where these things did not become matters of discussion, but I knew when things happened, and I started to cover up for her, watching her back, so to say, so that she would not appear as strange. There was very much of these controlled behaviors and this flow of text messages. I would pretend as if it was me being scatterbrained or whatever, instead of we are being controlled. But as things, as you turned up the heat, you might actually say that. But 1 year later, after yet another summer vacation like this one, with its demands not being updated as soon as she thought it was about the time, and me being prepared to always having check upon if I'd received something, and never ever be into a radio shadow. So that autumn 17, she started to more and more mention this about in all kinds of ways, framing me for things. This thing that you're doing. Me doing what? Yeah, it's very apparent. And I think this is something that I would actually need to discuss with the social authorities. Discussed what? With this is not even happening. Well, to me this is quite serious, even if it doesn't happen, or what. And this subjects for her concern, they came and they went and came back and went again. Because this never was what things were about. They were never about things in my life. This was telling me that one way or the other, I will make sure that you obey to my will. You can't let go of me. You can't actually believe that you can have things the way you want without asking me. And it became very clear that, yeah, she really had turned up the heat, and I should perhaps actually expect anything to happen. And as we know, expecting anything, then you must expect that everything will actually happen, which they did. And keep didding all over. Yeah, fuck this. Too old for this shit.